Well, here we are. We've made the dream come true. Essentially, we didn't want to just do a boring presentation of ringing people up or sending you an email. What we decided to do was an online show, getting all the coaches involved, and it's been a massive effort across the team. We've got loads of footage to go through today to celebrate all the players. I know the season was cut short, but what a great way we're going to be able to actually do this. I'm going to take you through a lot of the coaches' footage. A lot of them nervous. I know they've done really, really well. I must admit, I'm having messages sent to me prior to the show asking, can I just lose their footage? I think there's a lot of nervous coaches, but they should be really, really proud. So welcome today. We're going to get through this together. I'm completely ad-libbing it, but I got all my notes. So first of all, obviously the season itself, we got cut short with COVID-19. I hope that you've all been really safe and secure, keeping vulnerable people indoors. It certainly is a very trying time, and especially for us at the club. We've been keeping things going. We've had grants come in. We've had various people at the club that have been cutting the grass and getting the fences down, everything ready so that we can get back to training, which is going to happen next week. And we know that's going to be difficult, and we're going to need your patience because we have to do it within certain guidelines. So it's all very exciting. All the football's all coming home essentially to Higham. And today is all about you. It's all about the players and celebrating essentially what we've been doing for this past season. So before I start and we get into some of the videos, a couple of shout outs actually. I think it's worth us mentioning this because we've had some really good things done. First of all, before COVID actually happened, we had a competition go out by Croylands to do the colouring, and I think and we had the winners there with regards to what they were winning. We also had the splash events, which went really, really well, and we thank Croylands for that. The kids absolutely loved it, and we're looking to do things like that and other things into the future as well. But let's just go over that competition just very quickly, giving them a bit of a shout out and what they actually did. There we go. They're the two winners of the competition we had, which was to actually draw Cooper, the mascot for Croylands. And they were all both won in the under-10s category. So we've obviously got some artists in the under-10s. Grace there with the 4-0 against AFC Rushden Diamonds. Loving the score. That's always a good score. I imagine that's Grace in the background. And we've then got Declan in Lancasters, who done the other picture as well. Really well done. And obviously they were winners of the competition this year, and we wanted to give them a bit of a shout out. Also, something else that's happened at the club whilst we've been away, we've had some people being a little bit busy for us, and we thank them a lot. They came to us, we allowed approval as long as it was social distancing with their dad, who's actually a coach here, and we had some litter pickers up there helping us out on the basis that Matilda and Harrison, getting rid of a lot of the rubbish that happens at Higham generally because it brushes up across the fields. So it's looking really smart up there. The grass is looking really good, especially with the rain that we've had off the back of it. And Chris, the groundsman, working extremely hard there at that time. So we thank you very much for helping with the litter picking there. True little troopers there. So let's get ourselves started. Let's get into these videos and go through some of the formats. But before we start and we look at some of the coaches, a couple of things I want to go through. First of all, this video is completely DVR'd, so if you need to pause it, you can pause it, you can come back, you can keep playing, and it will just carry on from where it is. It's going to be recorded afterwards as well, and I'll give you a link on how to actually do that. But don't feel that you can't rush off to the toilet or can't go and get a drink. It will just carry on from where you are. You'll also notice that below here we've got the links for Twitter. We've had a couple of tweets already. Tweet me a shout out, I'll read it out. It'd be good to hear your words and see how you've been getting on with COVID, what fitness you've been doing, that kind of thing as well. So brilliant. Right, we are going to first of all kick off with our club sponsor, Mark, General Manager of Croydon Megastore, done amazing things for us, and he's given us a few words.
Hi everyone, the club have asked if I would say a few words today, but before I do, I would like to say I hope you and your families are all well and keeping safe during these unprecedented times. The last 12 weeks have been a challenge for all concerned, and I'm sure I speak for us all when I say this is not how we wanted to bring the season to its conclusion. This said, it's a credit to the club you belong to. They are committed to concluding the season with this online presentation to recognise the contribution of both its players and volunteers. Not only has the effect of coronavirus cancelled all grassroots football, your club's annual tournament weekend, and the original presentation day that was planned, it's also had a huge effect on businesses and lives throughout the country, and our business is no exception. Following the government's announcement on the 23rd of March, our showroom doors had to close, and we had to ask all staff, with the exception of our company directors, to stay away from the business. So I know just how hard a decision it would have been for the club to have made the same decision in cancelling your events and staying away from the club you love. In the coming days and weeks, we found ways to transact and sell vehicles online using our fully e-commerce website, which allows our customers to fully transact and buy vehicles online. This has allowed us to start to return back to normal, and I know James is working just as hard to get you also back into the club. On the 1st of June, we was able to reopen our doors again to the public, and the support of our customers throughout the lockdown has meant that we quickly resumed selling vehicles again, including a vehicle to your very own groundsman. The support we've received from our customers has been unbelievable, and without this support, things could have been so much different. Support is a huge part of any club, and hearing from James of all the support that you've shown during this situation has been fantastic. I am sure the chairman and the committee are extremely grateful for the support you've shown, as I am for the support our customers have shown us. Despite parts of the lockdown being eased and the showroom reopening, unfortunately 47% of our staff remain on the government's job retention scheme. But like my commitment to them, I would like to give you all, as Higham Town Football Club, the same commitment that we will continue supporting you in every way we was doing prior to the coronavirus outbreak. I have spoken to James on a few occasions about how we can help and support the club moving forward. The swimming parties that were organised earlier this year were a huge success, and whilst I know not everyone could participate, we will continue to work on ideas and concepts so that everyone can benefit from them in the future. One of the things I've already agreed with James is that we will support with the annual maintenance of the grounds and pitch in preparation for the new season. And also, just prior to the lockdown, we invested and installed new flags around the club and have plans to have the individual team photos that were carried out earlier this year placed around the club grounds. I'm sure you will all agree that when I say nearly 2 years on, the kits you all still wear look fantastic, and I'm sure everyone is still proud to wear them, as we are to have our name printed on them. We will continue to build our relationship, and I will continue to work with Colin and James and Carol on how we can support and improve things moving forward. There are some exciting times ahead for you all, and we're proud to be with you on this journey. But for now, I would like to conclude by wishing you all well, and I hope you and your families remain safe, and I have no doubt the club will get you back playing as soon as it is safe to do so, whilst also enjoying it's an enjoyable environment for the players to play. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mark. It's been a pleasure actually working with Croylands. I must admit, I remember when we were first putting the deal together, and I was frantically putting emails together in the V Lounge just before our family holiday to Florida at Heathrow. So it's been a long relationship. They work really well with us. We see them, we have meetings quite regularly, tries to get on the committees as well, comes up with great ideas. And I really do hope it's a sponsorship that we can keep straight into the future, especially now with the clubhouse, and we are about to literally start phase 1, which will be all the drawings and planning. So that's all coming to fruition essentially, and I know Croylands want to be part of that as well. So we thank you very much, Mark, for all the money that is being put in and the fantastic strip that we have across all of our teams. It does look amazing when you go down there, OGs for mini soccer, you can spot the Higham teams. So well done. And also there, someone in the wings, Chris, who dealt with the actual kits and deals with the kits all the time. He got that design ready and he got all the kits out there. So it's a big group effort to happen, and we know the kids are really proud of it. So thank you. As Mark just said there with regards to the support, I think that's quite an interesting thing. You would have noticed on Facebook that we put a few things on regarding support. We've been able to get some grants from the council and from Football Foundation to help with the club. But one thing that we always try and do is make sure that we are financially stable. We run the club so that it's there for the future. We always look at our operating costs and make it quite lean, and we utilise all of the subs and make it go into grassroots football. This has meant that even with the coronavirus, and even if we didn't have the grant fundings that were coming in, we could have survived, and that's good for us. It's good for grassroots football. But at the same time, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who continued paying their subs. It wasn't required. We made it that it was completely optional. I know that people out there are really struggling in business right now and have not been able to. And at the same time, some people have put that effort somewhere else or into other funds and donations, and that's fantastic. And it's why that once we knew we had the grants, we put another post up to let you know that there is no pressure from us. But it is great to see that even with that, we're still seeing loads of people putting subs into the club. And what will happen is that we'll just go straight into grassroots football, and it will go into our redevelopment of the clubhouse. So thank you very much for that. It really does show the support, and it hasn't just dropped off. So thank you. So one thing that actually happened off the back of this, I reached out to a few people, and we had a little bit of a shout out. So I know that there's quite a lot of fans in the club with regards to the team in question I'm just about to show, but we had a bit of a shout out from someone who's pretty much a celebrity or select. And so yeah, enjoy.
Hi, this is Robbie here from AFTV. Want to say a big shout out to everybody at Higham Town Football Club. Your vice chairman was telling me that you've got some real good players there, and you've got a lot of Arsenal fans there as well. So I think I'm going to have to start supporting you lot. How to be successful is, first of all, remove all Tottenham supporting players from your team, and then you've got a good team. Now, I'm only joking. Big shout out to you guys. I know it's been a testing time with this whole COVID-19 coronavirus stuff. There's really been a lack of grassroots football. Grassroots, we all talk about the Premier League teams, but grassroots has had a really hard time of it. But listen, just keep doing what you're doing. You guys are what keeps football going, so keep doing your thing. So shout out to everybody at Higham Town Football Club. And you never know, one day we'll come and do some interviews after the game, after you lot have played. See what you like. Take care.
Now, anyone that would know me will know that I'm an avid Nottingham Forest supporter. And don't worry, we've got all the cups already, European, stuff like that. We don't need to big up how brilliant that club is. But I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I know loads of Arsenal fans are actually at the club. But I do watch Arsenal Fan TV. It's one of the best fan TVs, I think, out there for the Premiership. And even better when they wanted Wenger out, because it's hilarious. They go night and day. 1 minute they're going to win the league, 1 minute they're going to relegate. And I'm sure Arsenal fans know what I mean. So they're worth catching up on YouTube. Arsenal Fan TV, that's Robbie. He produces it. He actually lives in Bletchley, and near where we are at the moment in Milton Keynes. But it really is a good YouTube channel, and it's just funny to laugh at Arsenal. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, thank you very much for that, Robbie. I know who's going to come into the stream today and actually watch. So appreciate that, Robbie. Really, really good. Okay, so before we get on to the coaches now, we're going to go through the teams. One thing I would ask really, and this always happens at presentation day, is once your team has been announced, you've gone through the awards, don't just switch off. You know, this is a show that we've put together. It goes all the way to the end. There's some juicy bits at the end, and I'd really like it if you could stay with me all the way through. It's why we've put all this together, and it's good to see the other teams as well and how they're celebrating it. And also we've got the adults involved. We see ourselves as one club, and so the adults are involved in this as well. So you'll get adult awards at the end at the same time, and it's great for the younger players to see and meet those the adult side as well. So please stick with me all the way through. Okay, so we're going to kick this off now with the coaches, and we're going to go over to our under-7 Lancasters.
Hello, it's Dave, manager of Higham Town Lancasters under-7s. So we've obviously had a lot of interruptions this year with the virus and also the waterlogged pitches at Rawns, so it's not really been the most consistent of years, but the lads have done excellent in training, and every time we've had a match they've given it their all, so they've done really well. Just can't wait to get back out there and get playing again and improving. So on to the awards. The First award is the Parents Player Award. Just want to thank the parents for all of their support and help during the season, putting the goals up, taking them down, and getting the kids to matches on time. So the Parents Player Award, this boy has scored lots of goals, he's kept lots of clean sheets in goal as well, and all round he's been absolutely excellent. So the Parents Player Award goes to Alex. The second award is the Most Improved Player Award. Now all of the boys could have been up for this award because they've all shown tremendous improvement over the past year, and we look forward to seeing them improve again further once we're back playing. But for me, this player has given it his all. He listens, he learns, he's even got over his fear of going in goal. So the Most Improved Player is Cohen. And the final award is the Manager's Player Award. And I've decided to give it to the person who has taken the most on board. So he listens, he never gets upset, always does as he's told, will play in any position, and will always give 100%, and is really tries his absolute hardest all the time. So this year's Manager's Player of the Year award goes to Stanley. Well done to everybody. Look forward to seeing you all out there soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Fantastic. Well done, under 7 Lancasters. So to go over that, parent player was Alex Wilkie. Most improved was Cohen Anderson. Manager's player was Stanley Brown. Well done. Well done. So let's have a look at, before we go on to the under 7s, the other under 7s, I spoke to Pete Kirk today regarding the under 6. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make a video today, so I said I'd cover this for him. But regards to the under 6, they're the foundation essentially of our club, and it's very important when it comes to the under 6 that we get players push through into our under 7s and then up through the echelons. And actually that team at the moment has got a really good unit ready for under 7s. It's actually a very good quality side as well, but we need a coach for it. So we're out there, we need a coach for our under 7s coming into this season that's come up from under 6. So if you do know anyone that wants to get involved, get in touch with us. It's all the contact details are on the website. We will mentor you into the coaching role, get you through your badges, all those kind of things. But there is a team ready in the wings, and apparently it's got some really, really good players in it. So just very quickly to go over the under 6, what Pete was talking to me about was that his awards that he gives out with regards to the Brandon Kirk Award and the Mel Kirk Award, which is always done at the under 6, are always based on improvement. It's not so much who is the best player or who he thinks is going to be the best player going forward. It's all based on improvement and big changes within those players as they go forward. And when I spoke to Peter, he said that the particular person who has won these awards, they start off fairly shy, as they always do within those age groups. They start off fairly shy, and then they move forward from off the back of that. And this particular person, he started really shy. He now gets really, really stuck in as well. And the Brendan Kirk Award in under 6 goes to Toby Edmondson. So well done, Toby. Really, really well done. With regards to the Mel Kirk Award, now this player apparently would throw a little bit of a tantrum, find it very difficult. If things didn't go his way, he'd just stop. And that's really, really common at these younger ages. And getting past that shows a great level of maturity. And that's exactly what this player did as well. So the Mel Kirk Award for just that is Rocco Jensen, sorry, I'm writing it down. Is Rocco in the under 6. So well done, lads. And I'm sorry Pete Kirk wasn't being able to be here today to go through that. Okay, so we're going to now kick off now and go over to our under 7s Fairies.
I'd like to say a massive hello to all of the team: Archie, Elliot, Jude, Leo, Marley, Ollie and SJ. I hope that you are all okay, and I cannot wait to see you back on the football pitch soon. I'd like to congratulate you all on what has been a very successful first season for Team Fairies. You have all been excellent on the pitch, and you should all be very proud of what you've contributed to the team. There's been some great saves, great tackles, great goals, and all of the coaches and parents have enjoyed supporting you. Well done, everyone. I have 3 individual awards that I would like to present. The first award is the Parents Player Award, and this has been won by SJ. Well done, SJ. You've been brilliant this season, and that has been recognised by all of the parents and all of the coaches watching you. You've scored some great goals. Keep working on that goal celebration, but most importantly, keep believing in yourself and keep working hard for the team. Well done, SJ. The second award is the Most Improved Player Award. This has been won by Marley. Marley, you joined the football club a lot later than most of the other boys, but you've settled in really well. I think I'm right in saying that you only started playing football this season, but your progress has been fantastic. What a player you have become. Wherever you've been asked to play, you just try your best and you never give up. Keep it going, Marley. Well done. The last award is the Manager's Player Award, and this award has been won by Leo. Leo, you have been fantastic this season and you have improved on all aspects of your game. Most notably, your battling qualities and your determination to do well for the team. Your confidence is improving all the time, and I was really pleased for you when you scored some great goals. Well done, Leo, and keep it going.
Well done, Under 7 Fairies. To go over those, Parent Player SJ Smith, Most Improved Marley Moon, and Managers Player Leo Graham. Well done. We've had a tweet come in. Keep them coming in, please. It's good to get these little shout outs. Had here watching tonight's presentation, Night Live. Well done all for making this happen, as well as the lads across all the age groups this season. Incredibly proud of the lad Jaden, captain of the Lancasters under 8s. Can't wait for next season. Thank you very much for that one. Okay, so we're now going to move ourselves on a little bit further. We're going to meet the under 7 Colts this time.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the Under 7 Team Awards. Bear with me, I've got some notes written down. I'm not really one for the big screen, so don't expect any Oscar-worthy performance, but I'll try my best. Firstly, I just want to start with a little roundup of the season and what a first season it's been for these Under 7s in their first ever football season. We started off with a few friendlies pre-season, their first ever tournament at Stanek. They were brilliant. We started with 2 teams, the Colts and Lancasters, 2 of the strongest teams in the Under 7 league. We were playing some brilliant football. Our coaching style, we were compared to the likes of Jurgen Klopp. There was nothing that could stand in our way until the rain started. Months of torrential rain meant that most of our league games were called off. We managed to still arrange a load of friendlies, so the boys still got their football fixes. It came to Christmas, we had a few new recruits come in, so we decided to make a third team, the Fairies team. So after Christmas, all 3 teams started playing their matches, playing really well, building a load of momentum, and then coronavirus hit and put a stop to all of us again. Like I said, what first season for the Under 7s. So this summer we would have had our first football tour. Well, Easter would have had our first football tour. We were going down to Chelsea. We had loads of tournaments planned for the summer. But don't worry, we'll try and make up for it all next season. Well, I'm just going to move my notes on a little bit. It's on the computer screen next to me. Right, from a coaching perspective, I was the first sucker to volunteer to take on the Under 7s, quickly followed by Dave, who you'll see in a bit, and Lloyd, who jumped in to take on the Ferris team at Christmas. Again, you'll see him in a bit as well. I know I speak for all of us when I say coaching these kids is an absolute pleasure. They're a great bunch of kids. One day in the future, I hope, and it'll bring a tear to my eye when I ask one of the kids to pass the ball to me and they do it without booting the ball in the goal first. That'll be my crowning glory. So, and I know it'll be Dave's and Lloyd's as well. So hopefully that'll happen one day. Also, just a quick shout out to all the parents of the kids in the under sevens. We've got a great bunch of parents. They're always out in force supporting all the teams. They've made it a lot easier for us. So thank you very much. Lastly, before we move on to the awards, just to chuck a couple of stats in. We've got 20 players signed on for us. They've all managed to play around 14 games. In those 14 games, we've had 11 players score 5 or more goals. 19 of our players have all played in goal for us. And altogether, out of all teams, we've won 28 games this season. I hope the boys have enjoyed their first season with Higham. We've had tears, tantrums and injuries, and that was just on the dad's curry night. But most of all, we've had smiles, laughter, celebrations and friendships. So let's bring on next season.
Well done, Under 7 Colts. Not bad for a guy who was really worried about doing a video. I thought his video was really quite good. I might have to get him to do more in the future. So very quickly there, you got parents player for Under 7 Colts is Jensen Hugh. Most improved player was Jensen Barnes, and manager's player was Declan Emery. Well done, lads. Okay, so that's our Under 7s unit. Really proud of that unit coming up from Under 6. That's their first time within the leagues. I know it was cut short essentially, but always a very difficult one to go by, and I feel some of the pain there with regards to the coach Simon's having, and he actually works with me now on the Under 10s as well, so a pleasure to actually work with. Okay, let's move on to the next ones. We're now going to move on to the Under 8 Fairies. Get ready for a presentation.
Hi, apologies about wearing the hat, but I've had a horrendous lockdown haircut, so I'm going to keep that well and truly covered up. I'd like to really start by saying a few thank yous. It's been my first season as a coach, and I couldn't have done it without the help of a few people, so big shout to Brad, who really helped me when I got started. Thanks, couldn't have done it without you. Brad manages the other under 8s teams and kind of showed me the ropes and everything and helped me with all my questions. Talking about lots of questions. Carol, thanks to you. Again, I was bombarded with questions when I first started, so I was probably a bit of a pain in the backside, but you know, thanks for all the help. Thanks to James, Stuart, the Emery brothers, sounds like a pop group, but everyone's made me feel so welcome that it's been you know, pleasant, and it's made the experience of coaching at Higham a lot easier, really. So I took my boys on. They didn't know that I had credentials as an FA Cup winner and a Champions League winner. I don't talk about it too much because it was back in 2012 and I haven't actually played Football Manager since, but I think to win trophies like that with the likes of Joey Barton in your team, it really sets you up with the credentials to manage a bunch of 7 and 8 year olds, because that's got to be a breeze, right? Well, luckily my boys have been really helpful and really well behaved, really good, and it's really made my sort of journey, I guess, into coaching a lot easier and a lot smoother. They've listened, they've applied themselves, and we've seen a lot of improvements in them, even with, you know, not a busy schedule playing due to the weather and the virus and everything. So, you know, they've really been really good. Real special bunch of lads that always want to help and get involved with other things as well, which is great because we try and do a lot of things outside of football as well, like foot golf, going to Northampton Town. I think it really helps at that age to kind of build up that team ethic and team spirit. So big thank you to the boys, well done. Hope you're behaving in this lockdown period, you know, and hopefully see you all soon. So the kids have been great, and it leads me to the parents. Well, thankfully, they've got a great bunch of parents. So from the great kids, you'd expect them to have a great bunch of parents, I think. So, you know, I'd like to thank you especially for making my job a lot easier. I do try and involve my parents with everything, with the decisions I'm making or what I'm trying to do, you know, because I think it really helps, particularly parents of younger kids who are there for training all the time and there for all the matches, it's really nice to get them involved. So we've done a lot of social events. We started playing football as well recently, so if there's any parents out there that want a match, let us know, we'll take you on. And they put up with the strange things that I might do in training. Not sure if you can see those bright green socks, but that'll mean something to them, so let's move on. We want to hear about the main event anyway, don't we? So that's enough of my rabbiting. Let's get to the main crux of this video, the awards. The first award that we're going to present is the Parents Player of the Year, and it's obviously a great award to have, a real honour, and it's nice that the parents get this opportunity. Like I say, at under 8s level, a lot of the parents will always hang around training, they see every match, so it's good that they're involved and have an input. The winner of ours is really well deserved. It was quite a unanimous decision based on this player's consistency and behaviour. So I'll put you out your misery at home. The winner is Harley Sanderson. Well done, Harley. Excellent job this year. And it's a real honour to get this off the other parents. So well done. Give yourself a round of applause, young man. The next award is the Manager's Most Improved Player. This was a tough one for me because a lot of the players, everyone really showed so much improvement this year that it did give me a bit of a headache, but I've had to go with one lad who's has just become better and better each game. Well, in my opinion, really applies himself in training, listens to what I'm asking him to do. If I ask him to do things differently, he'll do it, and understands why that's important. But he goes away after the football to develop himself and improve his own game as well. So, again, well deserved in my opinion. The winner is Sullivan Bob Biles. So, well done, Sullivan. Big round of applause there. Keep up the great work. The last award is the Manager's Player of the Year. Again, could have been a couple of people, but overall, really for me, there was only going to be one winner of this. This is someone who behaves impeccably, is an absolute dream to coach, listens, is punctual, is never cheeky, is always there, always consistent on the football pitch. The boys don't really let me down, but never lets me down. And it is an absolute pleasure to work with. A bit of a clean sweep here for trophies, but it's Harley Sanderson again. So well done, Harley. So I guess I'd just like to finish by saying, well done, boys. Again, it's been a tough year with not playing much football. But I think we've had a good year, a good fun year. Try and make it fun for you. You've all improved, so well done. And hopefully see you all soon. Cheerio.
Well done. Under 8 Fairies there. To go over those, we've got their parents player, Harley Sanderson, most improved, Sullivan Biles, and manager's player, Harley Sanderson. Well done. Right, I have just been told on my messaging that I might have cut off Colts' awards actually, and that's probably an editing fault on my part. I have gone through all these videos, but I might have just skipped over Simon Emery's because it was so good. I didn't think I needed to look over it. So I am going to very quickly replay that video, but it has got the awards on the end, so please bear with me.
Right. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Under 7 Team Awards. Bear with me.
Nope, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to find a different way of doing that. So I will come back to that. I do apologise, Under 7 Colts. I will get that video sorted for you for later in the show. So Under 8 Fairies, well done there. We're now going to move on to the Under 8 Colts and Lancasters put together.
Hi all, Brad Hunt here, Under 8's manager for Colts and Lancasters. First of all, I'd like to start saying off that I hope you're all safe and well, and I'd like to thank you all for your commitment this season. It's been a strange season, but nevertheless, it's been great working with you all, and I'm really looking forward to the up-and-coming season and getting back to work. I'll get straight into it. Colts Awards, I'll start with my manager's player, and that is Mason Chopping. So congratulations to him. It's his first year with us and he's really fitted in superbly. His work rate and dedication has been fantastic. So well done, mate. You really deserve this. We'll move on to most improved, and that is Jack Baskerville. Been with me from day one and has always been one I can depend on. A lad a few words, but did his talking with his feet this year, and it was a shame the season got cut short. Well done, buddy. Keep working hard. Move on to parents player for Colts, which is Addison Rendell, a player who really stepped up this year, and it didn't go unnoticed by myself, and clearly not unnoticed by the parents. Keep up the good work, mate. We'll move over to Lancaster Awards now, which is Manager's Player, Leighton Manktolay. He never complains, he always does what's asked of him to his best abilities. He's a no-nonsense centre-half, even at this young age, and I'm sure he'll go on to do great things. Well done, mate. Most improved, Leo Molanos. Fantastic effort from Leo this year. His game has come on massively. Not afraid to get stuck in, and has now started to add goals to his game. Keep up the great work, mate. Parents player, James McDonald, produced a big impact as soon as he turned up for the first training session. Great effort from him, and that's duly been noted for myself and the parents. Well done, buddy. I'd also like a big mention to all my other players. Thank you all for the hard work you have given me this season. That being Abyss, Mason Hunt, Jack McDonald, Rocco, Emily, Ruben, Tom, Leon, Jaden, Jake and Carter. Stay safe and I hope I see you all soon.
Well done. Under 8 Colts and Lancasters there with Brad, the legend Brad at the club there. Okay, so just to go over those, we've got parents player Addison Rendell for Higham Colts and James McDonald for under 8 Lancasters. And you've then got Leo Moilers and Jack Baskerville, one for Lancasters and Colts for most improved player and managers player. We've got Mason Choppin for Colts and Leighton Mactello for under 8 Lancasters. And I apologise off the back of that. I think I've sorted Simon Emery's video very quickly while we're in that one. So if you don't mind, we're going to quickly go over to that one and play that one back again.
Right. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Under 7 Team Awards. Bear with me, I've got some notes written down. I'm not really one for the big screen, so don't expect any Oscar-worthy performance, but I'll try my best. Firstly, I just want to start with a little roundup of the season and what a first season it's been for these under 7s in their first ever football season. We started off with a few friendlies pre-season, their first ever tournament at Stanek. They were brilliant. We started with 2 teams, the Colts and Lancasters, 2 of the strongest teams in the under 7 league. We were playing some brilliant football. Our coaching style, we were compared to the likes of Jurgen Klopp. There was nothing that could stand in our way until the rain started. Months of torrential rain meant that most of our league games were called off. We managed to still arrange a load of friendlies, so the boys still got their football fixes. It came to Christmas, we had a few new recruits come in, so we decided to make a 3rd team, the Fairies team. So after Christmas, all 3 teams started playing their matches, playing really well, building a load of momentum, and then coronavirus hit and put a stop to all of us again. Like I said, what a first season for the under 7s. So this summer we would have had our first football tour. Well, at Easter we would have had our first football tour. We were going down to Chelsea. We had loads of tournaments planned for the summer. But don't worry, we'll try and make up for it all next season. So I'm just going to move my notes on a little bit. It's on the computer screen next to me. Right, from a coaching perspective, I was the first sucker to volunteer to take on the under 7s. quickly followed by Dave, who you'll see in a bit, and Lloyd, who jumped in to take on the Fairies team at Christmas. Again, you'll see him in a bit as well. I know I speak for all of us when I say coaching these kids is an absolute pleasure. They're a great bunch of kids. One day in the future, I hope, and it'll bring a tear to my eye when I ask one of the kids to pass the ball to me and they do it without booting the ball in the goal first. That'll be my crowning glory. So, and I know it'll be Dave's and Lloyd's as well. So hopefully that'll happen one day. Also, just a quick shout out to all the parents of the kids in the under sevens. We've got a great bunch of parents. They're always out in force supporting all the teams. They've made it a lot easier for us, so thank you very much. Lastly, before we move on to the awards, just to chuck a couple of stats in. We've got 20 players signed on for us. They've all managed to play around 14 games. In those 14 games, we've had 11 players score 5 or more goals. 19 of our players have all played in goal for us. And altogether, out of all teams, we won 28 games this season. I hope the boys have enjoyed their first season with Higham. We've had tears, tantrums and injuries, and that was just on the dad's curry night. But most of all, we've had smiles, laughter, celebrations and friendships. So let's bring on next season. Right, I've waffled on enough now. You've seen me looking at me screen enough now, so I'm going to move on to the awards. I'm going to present the awards for the under-7 Colts. Dave's going to present the awards for the under-7 Lancasters, and Lloyd's going to present the awards for the under-7 Fairies. And I'm just going to move my notes on again. So boys, don't be upset if you don't win one of these awards. Me, Dave and Lloyd have sorted out some other awards that we want to give out. Hopefully we'll do that in a couple of weeks when we get to see you face to face. So without further ado, in the under-7 Colts, we have Declan, Jensen Q, Ellis, Fletcher, Taller and Jensen Barnes and Zach. So a big hello to all the boys. I hope you're all doing all right. So as a club, we haven't actually got the awards yet. So I've got some stand-in awards to present. And as also I can't see you in person, I've got some stand-ins as well. So the first award is the Parents Player Award. We've had such great support from all our parents, and a very special player has been voted for this award. I was planning to try and build it up without you knowing who it was, but it's pretty impossible for this player. He has a wand of a left foot. He's like a little Lionel Messi. He's got a great touch, lovely skill. He can ping a ball. He has ridiculous composure on the ball. So if you've never seen a 7-year-old dummy a keeper 3 times before slotting the ball in the top corner, then come and take a watch of the Colts one week. He's scored from the halfway line, direct from corners. More important than all of that, he's an absolute pleasure to coach. He's a great little lad. It wouldn't surprise me one day if he made it right to the top of football and he pulled on the old red and white shirts of Sunderland. So in 15 games, he's scored 54 goals. He's got 6 Man of the Match awards and he's played in goal for us 3 times. So the Parents Player Award goes to Jensen Q. So here's my stand-in for Jensen. And here's my stand-in award. Well done, Jensen. Right, second award. Let's move it down again. Most Improved Player Award. Now, I'm giving this award to a player who was already a strong player at the beginning of the season in one particular position. Throughout the season, I've asked him to play further up the field, asked him to take the ball on more, keep the ball, try and dribble it more, be more confident on the ball. So as the season has gone on, he's played in midfield more and more. He's become a lot more comfortable on the ball. One of the standout games he had was when we went over to Corby Town, one of our toughest opponents of the year. He played in midfield. He stepped his game up a level. He absolutely played his heart out in the middle of the park. He's a true warrior on the pitch, and he always gives everything. He's an absolute gentleman. If he is playing in defence and he's charging at you, my advice would be to move out of the way or run away. He's played 13 games this season and approximately made 1 million tackles. So the most improved player award goes to Jensen Barnes. Here's my stand-in for Jensen. Well, you've grown a bit over lockdown, Jensen. And here's your award. Well done, Jensen. That's a Higham award. Right, last but not least, we have the Manager's Player Award. This was by far the hardest award to choose. Every player in the Colts team deserved it. They've all been brilliant. They've all been such a pleasure to coach. But I've had to make a decision. So the player I have chosen has been one of the strongest all-round players. On the pitch, he's tenacious, skillful, passionate, strong. He can put teams to the sword with his finishing ability. What's impressed me most is the way he's developed his passing. Halfway through the season, we switched our focus to passing because we had a lot of individually very good players. We wanted to play more as a team, so we switched our focus to passing. He's taken on. Just wait a minute, mate. Just wait a minute. He's taken on. Cheers, mate. He's taken on the passing. Go on, you can go now. Brilliantly, he's taken it on board. He now creates as many goals as he scores. Sorry about the interruption. I don't want to have to redo the video. I'm so deep into it. There's just no point. They've just brought my poker set back in because I was teaching all the kids to play poker last night. So now he's a true team player. He's played 15 games for us this season. He's scored 39 goals. He's been in goal 4 times. So the Manager's Player goes to Declan. So well done, Declan. Another Higham award. Well done, mate. So that's it from me. I thought I nearly got through it without having any interruptions, but oh well. Hopefully see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.
There we go. Yeah, my apologies. I must have cut them off on the edit. So it's good that you had a raw video, essentially what was sent to me originally there. So yeah, great to see those awards off the back of it. It's amazing to think that guy didn't want to do a video, who was really worried about doing videos, and then went on for a full 30 minutes. I think it's actually because I saw the cuddly toys that I didn't know if it was going to be okay for daytime TV, but obviously it was. We've had a couple of mentions on Twitter. Keep them coming in. I've had one here. I'm watching the presentation tonight with my son Brody Manson. Thank you very much for putting this together. Bring on next season. I've always had a couple of muddy pictures from some guys. Massive shout out to Alan, James and Gareth. Thank you for supporting me and developing my football skills. I know Lucas is missing us, his football buddies, but we'll not forget the last match he played before lockdown. What great fun we had, and they're literally covered in mud. So keep those tweets coming, and I'll put them through. Right, so that concludes all of our under 8s as well. We've gone back a little bit there to under 7s, who said live TV wasn't fun. Now we're going to go over to our under 9 Lancasters.
Oh yeah, firstly I'd like to say what a great bunch of lads we've got here at Higham Lancasters under 9. We've had a tough season this season, but the lads have all worked really hard when we've been at training, and yeah, they're a credit to themselves. The awards this year, tough decisions, but we have made some. We've gone with Leo Northover for most improved player. Congratulations, Leo. Leo constantly tries. all the way through training, in matches, tries to better himself a lot. He even falls himself sometimes with those little step overs. So well done, mate. Keep it going. The next award, well actually the next two awards, both go to Ethan Cooper. This is for manager's player and for parents player. Ethan's obviously stood out throughout the whole season. He's impressed both myself and Lee, and obviously the parents watching from the sidelines as well. If only you'd use your hands a little bit more, mate, we'd be miles ahead. But great effort all season. Never gets put down by goals going in. Always gets back up and carries on. So good effort to you. Well done. And lastly, just like to say thanks to all the parents and the players for perseverance throughout this season. It's been a tough one. When we were playing, we've had ups and downs, but in the whole, we've seen some good improvements across the board. And yeah, I'd just like to thank you for your patience with everything that's happened with the COVID-19 and not being able to play. So let's hope we're back kicking the ball soon.
Well done, under 9 Lancasters. I think my mic was a bit further down earlier, so I'm just going to quickly do those shout outs on Twitter in a moment. So that was parents player was Ethan Cooper. Most improved was Leo Northover, and managers player was Ethan Cooper. So well done there to under 9 Lancasters. Just on the tweets there, just very quickly, because I do think my mic was down. We had one here. I am watching a presentation tonight with my son Brody Manson. Thank you very much for putting this together. Bring on next season. And then a couple of muddy players here saying Matthew Shalford, Alan James, Gareth, thank you for supporting me in developing my football skills. I know Lucas is missing his football buddies, but will not forget the last match he played before lockdown. What great fun we had, and they're literally covered in mud. So yeah, please keep the tweets coming in. I will get them read out as I go through the show. We're now going to go over to the under 9 Fairies, and yeah, let's guess. He might have a green screen. He might be into video editing.
Hello everyone, I hope you have all been keeping safe and healthy during these uncertain times. Although I'm confident that football will be back soon, your health must come first, so please take care of yourselves and those around you. I'd like to start off by saying thank you to Dan for giving me the opportunity to join the coaching team, and to both Neil and Jordan for their assistance during my time with this team. It's very much appreciated. A special mention to Billy on his academy contract. I hope it takes you to where you want it to be, and the best of luck. And even though she left a few games before the season ended, I wanted to wish Grace good luck and best wishes. Now, before I get to the awards, there's something that I want to share with you. I've thoroughly enjoyed being part of this group of talented footballers. I've loved putting on new sessions for you to learn and to develop. And although I can come across quite strict, sorry about that, I hope as players you have enjoyed yourselves during the sessions. It was a stop-start season with the poor weather and the COVID-19 issues. But that said, when we did get together for training and match days, I couldn't fault anyone's commitment and passion. I've really enjoyed watching every player progress individually, but also working as a team and delivering on our instructions and coaching. I'm sure all the parents will agree with me. Most of the football we play is excellent to watch, and every single player deserves a lot of praise. But when football does return, unfortunately myself and Alfie won't be coming back to Higham, and instead we will be moving on to a new challenge. So again, I just wanted to say a very big thank you to all the players and parents during our time with the team, and we wish you all lots of success and happiness in the future. Right, so not to finish on a negative, let's get these trophies confirmed. The first trophy is Parents Player. There were 2 popular choices, but we had a clear winner in the end, and that was Teddy. Many congratulations and well deserved. A player who is 100% committed both in training and match days, always willing to help the team, whether that is going in goal or playing at left back for me. Towards the end of the season, when Teddy and Alfie had a half each at left back and then left midfield, and the way they started to overlap and work as a duo would frighten any team of any age, of any standard. Well done, Teddy. Keep up the great work. The second trophy is Most Improved Player. This was an easy one for me. He's more or less the complete player in my eyes. He's good on the ball, aggressive, composed and leads by example. He's reliable, he always listened to my instructions and delivered them on the pitch. When he played in his preferred role, he did the job of 2 players. The only thing I'd like to see more from him is to have a vocal presence on the pitch. He works tirelessly, that sometimes goes unnoticed by some. He's my captain fantastic, Jack Alele. Well done, Jack. Keep up the great work. The third and final trophy is manager's player. I asked both Dan and Neil their opinions on this one, and we all agreed on a couple of names that may have just pipped the others. As I said, I can't fault anyone's commitment, so really this could have gone to anyone. But I decided in the end that this player was a very worthy winner. He's been super consistent for 2 years and works extremely hard both with and without the ball. A great team player and one of the first ones to volunteer to go in goal or play out of position to help the team. He received multiple Man of the Match awards when he has been simply unplayable. I'm very proud to call him my son, and this year's Manager's Player Award goes to Alfie. Well done, Alfie. Keep up the great work. So that's a wrap. Once again, thank you to all the players and parents for your commitment and support, and I wish you the very, very best to all of you for the future. Please stay safe.
Well done. Under 9 Fairies there, just to go over those. We've got parents player Teddy Cox. Most improved was Luke. Most improved. I put it wrong. Yeah, Jack Stewart. And managers player Alfie Randall. Just very quickly there, obviously Scott did jump in this coming season and took on that team, did exceptionally well. It was a very, very good side. And we thank him for all the hard work that he's put into it, and also Alfie as well, playing for Higham. We'll always welcome them back in the future. We wish them well in their next endeavours. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our under 9 Colts.
Slightly different spin on things with the presentation day. Everyone's looking at video screens, but yeah, it's a good idea to do it. Strange season we've had. Lots and lots of rains, made us miss lots of games. And obviously COVID as well, missing games and training. So, it could have been a lot better. We all know that. But I think despite all that, our team's done great. I think the lads have done brilliantly. Hopefully they've all enjoyed themselves. We've had some really, really good performances and some cracking results. The last game especially, it was a bit of a mud bath. But the result was brilliant. And the kids, they had fun. You could see that on their faces at the end. On to the awards themselves, because I'll try not to drag this out too long. To start with, we've got the parents player. Now, it's pretty easy for us coaches on this respect, because we stand back, watch the votes come in, and thank you to everybody who did vote. Pretty sure everybody did vote. And after counting them all up, the Parents Player Award goes to Kai Hart. So I haven't obviously told him. I'll let him watch this like you all are and finding out. So I'll be very proud to tell him or let him watch this and find out. And yeah, it's great. Hopefully he'll be thrilled with that, as I am. Going on to the Players Player. Now, Players Player, we've introduced our own trophies because the club didn't do it for our age group, which is fine, but we've done it ourselves just to give the kids a little bit of interaction, and it's nice to see who they think deserves an award from their perspective and being part of their team. So the votes were very widely spread, which was great, and it actually turned out that there was 2 winners for the Players Player Trophy, and those winners are Oliver Smith. Well done, Ollie. A little messy. Hope you're still practicing all your tricks in your garden. I'm sure you are. And Charlie Edwards. Well done, Charlie Edwards. Thoroughly deserved. They both thoroughly deserve that, as I think all of you do deserve your awards. But the Players Trophies are Oliver Smith and Charlie Edwards. So well done, guys. Now, most improved player. This could have been anyone. I think they've all come on so far. They're all gaining new tricks, gaining skills, abilities, great passing. Everything's just getting better and better. And to single out one person for most improved is really, really tough. Really tough, because, it could have been any one of the team. But we have to choose someone, obviously, and that person in our team is Luke Pettit. So well done, Luke. You are our rock as our defender. always reliable, gives it your all every game, listens in training. It's a credit to have you in our team. And when you're not on the team, we do notice. So that's why you're our most improved player. When you're playing at the back for us, we're a better team with you in it. So well done, Luke. You should be proud. And keep it up. That's all I've got to say. Keep it up. Keep trying. Keep doing well. Right, manager's player again. I mean, I'll echo myself again to say that we have trouble choosing one person. And, you know, if it was up to me, I would give you all awards. But obviously, you can't do that. So, choosing the one manager's player for this season is Brodie Manson. Well done, Brodie. Cracking lad. Superb football ethic. You can see that he just wants to play all the time. So keen, which is great. And you can't teach that enthusiasm sometimes. And if it's there, which it is with Brodie, it just comes out on the football pitch. And you thoroughly deserve the manager's player for this season. Great asset. Obviously, you haven't been with us for the previous 2 seasons, so it's great to have you. And hopefully you'll carry on in the future, being part of Colts. That pretty much brings me to an end of our awards. So well done to everyone that's won one. And if you didn't, don't worry, there's always next season. Keep trying, and I'm sure we can get some good results and good performances next season. And let's hope for better weather throughout our winter months, and a bit more consistency in games. Hope everyone is staying fit and well and not working too hard. And hopefully I'll see everybody soon, with the COVID being lifted and we can start training again. Thank you and goodbye.
Well done, under 9 Colts there. Parent player Kai Hart. Most improved was Luke Pettit. And manager's player was Brodie Manson. Well done, well done. Okay, so we've got one more age group now before we conclude the mini soccer and go on to youth. We've had a tweet coming in here. Harley Sanderson would like to send a big thank you to Damo and all the parents for picking me. Hi to all of the teammates. See you at training soon. Great. There's a lot of things coming in on Twitter. Keep them coming in. It helps with the show. We can read those out for you as well. So we're now going to pop over to the under 10s, and we're going to go over to Lancasters now and see what Spencer's got to say.
Hello team, I hope you're all keeping well and spending your time at home practicing your football skills and not wasting your time playing Fortnite. FIFA's okay though, I encourage this. This was our first season together, so it's been a big learning curve for all of us. I am incredibly proud of each and every one of you. You have all worked very hard during training and matches, but what I am most impressed with is the way that you've all come together as a team. You play really well together, you behave well at training and matches, you respect each other and you remain strong in the face of some tough opposition. I'd like to say thanks to the parents as well for bringing the lads along to training every week, for being really positive supporters and for voicing your support loudly at matches. It really helps. So, without further ado, onwards to the awards. The first award is the Parent Player Award. This award was voted for by the parents. In my view, the winner of this award fully deserves to win. He is a dedicated player, he's strong, he consistently performs in matches, he leads by example, he battles hard and is a really important player to the team. So the Parents Player Award goes to the team captain, Declan. Well done, Declan. The next award is the Most Improved Player Award. Myself and the Lancasters coach James agreed on this award together. This player has improved dramatically over the season. As a player, he is unrecognisable from the one who turned up at the start of the season. His skills and understanding of the game have come on so much. He has worked really hard to get where he is to this point, and is a versatile player who can play in a number of different positions. I'm really proud of how he has improved. I am pleased to say the winner of this award The most improved player award is Ben. Well done, Ben. The final award is the Manager's Player Award. I was responsible for deciding the winner of this award. This player always attends training and matches with a smile on his face and is extremely positive and has a great attitude. He behaves brilliantly, he works hard, he supports his teammates, and he's improved his games loads over the course of the season. He's happy to play in any position, he's a great player to have around. The winner of the Manager's Player Award is George. Well done, George. I just want to say to all the players that I am super proud of all of you. It was really hard to decide these awards. The Parents' Vote Award was really close and all of the players are winners. I look forward to seeing you all back at training, hopefully in the near future. For now, goodbye.
Well done, under 10 Lancasters. And having an under 10s team myself, I work quite closely with Lancasters, and they have a great ethos, a lot of development players in there, and they've had results that have gone against them quite harsh, and they still stand up tall and play the game. So Parents player, Declan, then you had the most improved player was Ben, and Manager's player was George. So well done, guys. I know you've had a really tough season, but keep on going. I think Spencer's doing a fantastic job with you all. So next season you'll come on even stronger, I'm sure. Okay, so we're now going to move on to the last of the mini soccer teams, the under 10 Colts, probably the most attractive coach in the club. Hi. Who knew that we would be here and doing remote-based presentations, essentially? But I love it because we're not just texting you or just ringing you up and going, you've won an award, and that's based off it. And I've seen websites with just names on it and stuff, and I just can't do that as a club. So it's been fantastic to be able to do this, be able to celebrate it with you at the same time. So in regards to the under 10 Colts, team I've coached now for a couple of seasons. I work with Simon Emery off the back of that as well, and he's going to be working with them a lot next season. And I'll be jumping in there to assist as and when needed at the same time. Now, my under 10s, great characters. You couldn't ask for more. I love their youth and their enthusiasm and their innocence off the back of it. And the challenge has always been, as it is at that age group, to separate between social event and football. You know, they turn up, it's a social event. Sometimes they turn up and I think it's cage fighting. And it's not football. It's weird. One day it looks like it's rugby and not football. But they're slowly but surely mature and changing that, and that's going to be a big turning point for them. I think when they take that next step towards, right, I'm here for football, they'll all gain a little bit more improvement off the back of it. And I know some players are really keen to see that happen and can get frustrated after a while when it doesn't. But they are only young, and this is what happens with these kind of teams, and it's completely normal. They need to enjoy themselves when they're playing football. With regards to the under 10s themselves, I'm interested to see if Gemma, Zach's mum's, actually got any hair left, because Zach, a Duracell bunny, I don't think he ever stops. There's always been a bit of a running joke that if you feed him a bit of Haribo, that's him gone for 74 hours. He's literally just smashing the walls and banging and running around and everything. So for lockdown, it must be horrendous. Hopefully no one's been put in sheds and no one's been put in cages or under the stairs off the back of this. But that said, I'm really looking forward to them coming back to training next week. So I'd be keen to see them all. And it's been really great as well to have some more players come back. We had Kai come back from AFC, boo, left AFC, came back to us within the season and has done really well. Lovely to have him back. I really think he's got something special. And we've had Braden come back now, who again went to AFC, and he's now come back and he's joined us and he's coming back into the next season. Fantastic player. Can't wait to develop him even more. And so it's great to see those kind of kids come back into Higham. Not an unusual thing that we find that happens with our club, to be honest, when people are coming back. So let's move on to the awards. The under 10 Colts, the first one, most improved. At this age, it's very difficult because they're all improving, essentially. I think it's very difficult at these ages to say that no one's necessarily not improving. So separating that into the best can be quite difficult. But however, this year, it has actually been quite easy. There is one player that has constantly been improving. They've been getting better and better and better. And, he's a great little character when he's in this position. It's a very, very important position within a pitch, as you'll see. And I think a lot of the time he's not getting rewarded for the time and effort that he's putting in with regards to the position he plays at the same time. And he has played every single game more or less as well, and you'll see why. But our most improved player this season for under 10 Colts is our goalkeeper. He is Cohen Randall. He is the twin, Matthew and Cohen. It's nice this season. I've finally got them to stop passing to each other and passing to other people. It seems to be a twin thing. He's got the ball. Who shall I pass to? Oh, Matthew. Not the best option all the time. So that's been good to break down a little bit more. But he never gives up. Always in goal. Always smashing it. Always trying to save whatever he can. He's done some great saves off the back of it. Stopped using his feet as much and started using his hands a little bit more. And I think in 9v9 football, you've got quite a small lad there in a big goal. And there's loads of ways that we can compensate for that. So he shouldn't worry whatsoever. If he keeps going goalkeeper training, he'll do extremely well. So well done, Cohen. You fully deserve it. The next award, parent player. Let's have a look at parent player. So parent player, we brought this in obviously as a club because the older age groups have player. Can't do it at this age group. It's just done on popularity or who's the best on Fortnite. It's best to let you have a bit of a say from the parents' perspective. So the parent player award, I wasn't surprised of, to be quite honest. This guy's a bit of an all-rounder. He only started with us a couple of seasons ago, but what a great little footballer. I think he sleeps with a football, to be quite honest. And again, he's got something natural about him. And what I like about this player is he has separated social and football to the point where he himself was getting a little bit frustrated with training because he felt that everyone was messing around and he wanted to train. So I think that's something that comes off the back of it. But yes, our parent player this year, and he was captain this year as well, so it was obviously a good choice, is Liam Gallagher. Well done, Liam. You've done extremely well this year, and a captain's role is difficult. Everyone wants to be captain, and I don't agree in voting captains at this age because it's a popularity thing. I like to vote captains on the basis of I think a player might perform well and he might grow in the captaincy role. And actually, a lot of the time, it can send a player backwards a little bit because it's the extra pressure on top of them. But he's done extremely well this year. I'm sure he's learned from that, and I'm sure it's something he might even look at again in the future. But it's been lovely to be able to give him that honour because he did so well last season as well. I think he was manager's player last year. So well done in getting parents player, Liam. The football you do is fantastic, and there's a big difference when you're not on the pitch. So last award, manager's player for under 10s. This has been a difficult award, but as we got to the end of the season, I reflected and thought, well, because we had such a short season, I thought I'd look at this over the last couple of seasons, to be honest, and through the summer. It only seemed fair. So I looked at that and I kind of had a thought about it. And there is one player that's really, really shone for me in the last couple of years. And it's unfair to say he's the strongest player in the team because he's not. There's plenty of players that are very strong in their positions and what they do, but he is the strongest defender in the leagues. I guarantee you, and if any other coach is watching, I'll put you one-on-one with him. He is an amazing defender. You can put him at the back. He will sweep up on his own. He reads the game incredibly well. And this is a player that I personally think if he carries on that level of development, he'll be playing in the JPL at 15. He'll be sitting there at Ketching Academy, possibly in the JPL. Hopefully still playing for us at the same time and doing extremely well. And I think he's got the embeds there for a midfielder, attacking midfielder, or probably a centre-back. In 9v9, we're going to put him at the back, working with the keeper. And he's a possible role there for his captaincy as well. But an amazing player. So manager's player this year, you've already guessed it probably, is Zach Jones. Well done, mate. You've done extremely well this year. And I think if you can curve the boisterousness a little bit, just curve that down a little bit, just bring that energy down just slightly and focus that on the sport and focus it on your team, you have the makings of something absolutely amazing, and it'll be that turning point which will change things for you, I guarantee it. So that's the awards for under 10 Colts. I'd like to thank Simon Emery for all of his help this season and going into next season. It really does help, especially as I coach another team, the under 16s, and they're going to under 18s. And that needs a lot of effort at the same time, and obviously all other club aspects that I do. But Simon has been fantastic. He's got a wealth of knowledge. He plays in the adults. He's got his own teams as well, and his son plays within the under 10s at the same time. So that has been fantastic. Please keep safe. We will be training next week. I think we've got the slots already booked for us. And it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to take some time to get used to. Please be patient with all the coaches, all the club. And we are trying to do our best around the circumstances themselves. But thank you very much. Well done, boys. Under 10 Colts. Love them to bits. Some great characters in that team. So, parent player Liam Gallagher. Not surprised there whatsoever. Most improved Karen Randall. Managers player, obviously. The mighty Zach at the back. And it rhymes. Can you believe it? Okay, so just a couple of notes here. We've had a tweet come in from Mark Flores off the back of Kai. Now, Kai is in the under 10 Colts, and a couple of seasons ago we took them all to Peterborough, and we played on the pitch over at Peterborough, and Kai decided that he was going to actually go and nick the mascot's carrot, which is exactly what he did. So just a very quick picture there of Kai nicking the Peterborough mascot carrot. I don't know if he got it back. Kai's probably got it in his bedroom, but if you are a Peterborough fan, I'm sorry, the carrot's probably with us. So yeah, well done, Kai. Okay, so that confirms all the mini soccer teams, and we'll start moving on then to the youth teams now going up. So starting at under 11s. But before we do, I want us to hear again from Mark at Croylands, because this year we created a reward for the sponsor. So the club sponsor has an award. They work on data that we give them and information that we give them from the club, and then they will form nominations and go forward with who they want to pick for the actual Croyland Awards. And this is the first Croyland Awards, and long may there be more as we go forward. So if we take it over to Mark now for the Croyland Award.
For the first time this year, we have the all-new Croyland Car Megastore Recognition Award. This award has been designed to recognise those efforts of either players, coaches, volunteers, or even a team. I have the pleasure in announcing that this year's winner will be a team winner. It's a team that's had a tough year, not always getting the results on the pitch that their efforts deserve. They've kept going, I understand, week on week. There are no egos within their team, with all their players playing with a smile on their face despite the results. The winning team this year is a new team to football and a new team to Higham Town, with many of their players developing. The resilience they've shown in turning up despite their results, with the smiles on their faces, has been fantastic. I have the pleasure in announcing that the winners for the first time of the Croyland Car Megastore Recognition Award goes to Spencer and his under 10 Lancasters. Congratulations, Lancasters. I look forward to presenting you with the award very soon. Well done all.
Well done, Lancasters under 10s, the Croyland Award this year, and I'm sure Croylands will organise how best to get that to you. Well deserved, I feel. That's a team that has got a lovely way about themselves, and they are very much development. So I think that's worth remembering, that it takes a lot for a team to move forward, get the results that they were getting, and then still carry on. And I think Spencer's done a wonderful job there. So well done in the Croyland Awards. Now we're going to move on. Just prior to the Youth Awards, we're now just going to move on with a Club Award. We've got some more Club Awards at the end, and that's why I want people to really stick on with this show for me. But before we do that, just to break it up, we're going to actually look at the Club Person Award. And this is a collection of awards that the club actually does. So we do sports person, club person, and so forth. And club person, really important award. And what I've done is I've actually asked one of the people that nominated this individual, because it's nominated across the club and across the committee, and the person who won, I've talked to the individual, one of the people that have nominated, and they've gladly done a video about it as well. So now we're going to hear from Shelley, our welfare officer.
Hi, I'm Shelley Owen. I'm the Club Welfare Officer for Higham Colts. My role is to ensure that all coaches and assistants have a valid safeguarding, emergency aid and a DPS to ensure that all your children are appropriately trained and kept safe. I've been given the opportunity to be able to present the Club Person Award this year. This person has been involved with the club from the very start. They ensure and arrange all the registrations. They ensure that you have referees available at all games. And also she's the lady within the club team. And most of all, without this lady alongside others, this club wouldn't be what it is today without them. And it gives me with great pleasure to be able to award the Club Person Award to Carol Watts.
Well done, Carol, our club secretary, been with the club a long time. You'll notice her in the CAF and things like that as well. A very important role, just as a lot in the committee, but probably more even so. This is the person who makes sure that all your refs are booked. Everything that Shelley's just said there, there's a huge amount that this person actually does. And I know that Carol wouldn't have been aware of this, and that's why we did a video. So well done, Carol. I hope that was a little bit of a surprise for you, and something for all the hard work that you undertake in the club in making sure that things are running for us. So thank you very much. Okay, so let's start kicking off with the youth awards now. We're going to go straight over to the under 11 Colts and an Arsenal fan, I believe, but I give him kudos because he picked up a Cloughie book.
Hi all, hope you've all been keeping safe during lockdown. Hope you're not as bored as I've been, having to resort to Premier League years and lots of reading. As you can see, I'm reading Arsene Wenger's biography here, and then next I'm going to move on to Brian Clough. Then after Brian, maybe a bit of Rafa, and then I've got another book here for Dylan, Charlie and Joshua Hornbuckle, Jose Mourinho, but I'm not going to bother reading this one. I'm going to stick it in my chimney and burn it on a nice lockdown summer's day. As I say, I'm bored, missing the football, missing you guys. I find myself watching a lot of Premier League years, a lot of old reruns. The trouble is with that is that you start at the very beginning and Arsenal get gradually worse until they're terrible, whereas Spurs get gradually alright. So I'm hoping that, you know, once the season kicks off again on the 17th, Arsenal hammer Man City and then go on to take the Champions League places, much to and Spurs drop out, of course. Would love that. I'd love Arsenal to drop out of it, and as long as Spurs miss out, I'm happy. But anyway, look, you don't want to hear me waffling on. I'm sure that you guys have been enjoying lockdown a lot more than I have. You know, all these schoolless days, you know. Mind you, of course, I'm sure that you're getting up in the mornings after your breakfast and the first thing on your mind is to get this schoolwork done that you've been set as homework, because you're all intelligent guys. You're all dedicated to school, I know you are. And then once all that's completed, I'm sure you're going out in a nice hot weather and kicking a football about and practicing your skills, learning some new ones. So when we eventually go back to training, I'm expecting you all to have a few tricks up your sleeves and hopefully have some budding Cristiano Ronaldos when we return. Now, presentations. Look, it's been a long, hard season for us. It's been very much a learning curve. I think that it's important that nobody gets too disheartened by results, because the results do not match the performances. And the main key thing to remember is that everybody is improving so much. If you look at the people that we're playing against, you know, some of these guys are academy players. We're in the top division for a reason. We're in the top division because we earned it. Every single one of you has earned the right to be there. And also, you've got to remember, we're in a cup semi-final. And it's important that we remember that, because when we come back, hopefully we'll get to play this semi-final and then go on to win the final and get some silverware, which we deserve this season. Or if the season's declared null and void, then what we'll do is we'll just tell everybody we won it anyway. But you don't want to hear me talking any more about this. I'm going to start with the first award, and the first award, I'm glad, is not a award that myself and Richard have to choose. The first award is also an award that I'm glad Higham Town are actually recognising as an official award. You know, Dylan won it last year unofficially. Now it's an official club award, and I think it is a huge achievement for anybody, any player who does win this award, because it is, of course, the player's player. And it's very important to remember that, you know, it's all very well myself or Richard or any of the parents having an opinion on a football match, but to actually get a nomination from a fellow player, you know, somebody who's there in the trenches with you, who's actually playing against the same opposition, or realising how hard it is, to recognise you as putting it in every week, or being a player that they want to aspire to, or a player that you think, you know, leads by example. I think there's no better achievement than that from your fellow squad believing you in as much as how beneficial you are to the team and how important you are as a player. So the Players Player Award this year goes to George Sharp. So George, well done, mate. Another trophy in the cabinet, well deserved. Again, came on leaps and bounds this season. You got pace which frightens all defenders, and look, you're up against some really good players. Your finishing's improved leaps and bounds, and look, the rest of the team recognise your contribution. So well done, George. Well played, and look forward to seeing how you're going to be next season. And hopefully you've stayed off the fast food, the biscuits and the chocolates during lockdown, because I certainly haven't. Next award. So next award is always the most difficult to pick for myself and Richard. We have constant arguments over this, well, say arguments, conversations in terms of merit, who deserves it, and we always agree in the end, but it's been particularly hard this year because it's been such a step up in class in terms of opposition, but everybody has also stepped up to the plate and nobody's hid. Everybody's wanted to get involved and, you know, not let their heads sink, and every single one of you have improved. So trying to find the most improved is very, very hard. I mean, there's a lot of areas that different players have improved on. If you look at Ashton in goal, always been a good shot stopper, but now he's coming off his line, claiming the ball. If you look at Charlie Smith, playing up front on your own, especially when you're on the counter attack and having to learn the offside rule, it's very hard, but I can't really count how many times you've been offside. And as a forward myself, I was always offside. So, you know, that in itself is an achievement. If you look at Joshua Hornbuckle, you know, probably the most two-footed player. You can tell he spends a lot of time practicing on his left foot. And if you look at Reece will go anywhere, play across that back four, learn different positions and be accomplished, and practice on those positions, and his techniques has got better. So, you know, everybody's in with a shout. And of course, Dylan Wreck-It Ralph, as Richard likes to call him, always puts in a committed performance. So that's just to name a few areas. But we've decided to give most improved player to a player who's always stayed committed, always had the right attitude all the time, no matter how big the opponent is that they're playing against, or what the weather conditions are like, or no matter what the score is. And not only that, this player has come to us back from a club that will not and shall not and should never be named. Has come back to us, and, you know, in the past 12 months, the technical ability's improved as well. You know, and even chipped in with a couple of goals from defensive midfield and made that position their own. You know, so this is a well-earned award. And I would like to announce on behalf of myself and Richard, the most improved player this season is Charlie Souza. So well done, Charlie. Congratulations, mate. I hope you've been practising. I hope you haven't been driving your mum up the wall too much during lockdown, but well deserved. Keep it going. Keep pushing on. Next award is Manager's Player. And Manager's Player, there's always players in the conversation here for this as well. And this player has been very, very unlucky each season, because they've always been there in the top three in terms of, ever since we've been doing this, since, you know, you guys were 6 years old, has always been there or thereabouts. But this year has really kicked on. You know, he's doing some things in training in terms of skills and tricks that, you know, myself and Richard will talk about in the car on the way home. And as always, this season given an absolute 100% attitude, whereas before, you know, sometimes you get angry or get hurt and that would affect the game. But this season, it's always kind of picked himself up, let his football do the talking, and gone with a "I'll show you" attitude. So without further ado, Manager's Player this year is Joshua Flory. It's been a long time coming, mate. well deserved. Congratulations, keep it up, and look forward to the tricks that you've been practicing, I'm sure, in your back garden. Now, as a team, I would just like to say again how proud myself and Richard are of all of you, not just as footballers, but of the young men that you're becoming. And you're not only a credit to ourselves, you're a credit to your families, and I'm sure your families are immensely proud, turning up each week, being committed and making sure that you guys are enjoying it. And that is the most important thing, that you guys enjoy it, you learn new things, you practice your tricks, and you express yourselves, because that's what we want to see from you guys going into next season. But you guys are also a credit to yourselves and Higham Town Football Club as a whole, and it's not been unnoticed the effort and commitment that you guys have put in. And especially now in these unforeseen circumstances, what we find ourselves in, it's something that I've never experienced in my lifetime, and I'm sure the other parents have not experienced anything like this either. It's all unprecedented, we've never been in this before, but it's important that we maintain the government rules. We have the social distancing, we keep washing our hands, and we look after the vulnerable people around us in the community. And if there's anything that can be done to help others, that's what we should be doing as young gentlemen. And hopefully I'll be seeing you all sooner rather than later. I can stop reading because I don't really like reading, and I'm looking forward to some actual football. I'm looking forward to actually standing in the field and getting wet with some balls. I'm missing cold hands. I'm missing it. So the sooner we can get back together and start watching you play and start coaching you again, the better. But until then, guys, stay safe. It has been an absolute pleasure this season. You should all be immensely proud of what you've achieved.
Thank you, Ferguson, and well done, under 11 Colts. Now, they did something a bit different, under 11 Colts. They've got 2 managers within that team, but what they actually decided to do is they did a video each. So, although they've been announced already, I do think it's only fair that the other coach also has a couple of words as well.
Okay then, under 11s. What a difficult year it's been in football, with all the terrible weather we had at the beginning of the year, and now all of the rest of the season cancelled. Boys, it's been a long 3 months, as you can see from my long hair, but hopefully it won't be too long till we're all back playing again in some sort of capacity. Right, let's talk a bit about our season. So the last couple of years we've been flying, boys, haven't we? And this year, playing in that first division was difficult, a bit of a shock to the system. But do you know what? Me and Fergus are so pleased with how he dealt with all of the better teams. I think it was a really shaky start to the season, but as we went on and as the more games we played, we got better and better, boys. And the one thing that we were really pleased about is that the resilience you boys shown. You'd never ever give up. And as we kept plugging through the season, going through every game, playing these teams who are so much bigger, so much stronger and faster, eventually we just start clawing away at them scores. And then it was great. Towards the end of the season, we started to win games. And you know what? We even got to a semi-finals, but we didn't get to play it, which is such a shame, boys, because me and Fergus were really proud of you. You done fantastic this season. The main thing for me is it's not always winning. It's whether you players and you players as a team are improving, and you're always improving, boys. As long as we keep developing as football players, as long as we keep developing as the team, that's all we can ask. And I think if we kept on going towards the end of our season, we would have been matching them teams. I honestly do think that. But with all the rain we had, the stop and starting, it was so difficult. But you should all be really proud of yourselves. And I can't wait till we get back to football, because me and Fergus really miss you all. So hopefully we'll do that soon. Okay, so we're going to move on for the first award. This award is probably, for me and Fergus, always the toughest. Because every year, every single player improves. I mean, you surprise us every season, boys. You're amazing. And once again this year it was difficult. me and Fergus couldn't come to a decision. It was the same last year, it was the same this year. It goes down to such silly points, such fine things that we have to separate the winner from all the losers. But it's something that we have to do. And there was a few names that came up into the very final. But this one player has shown something that we didn't think he had this season. We thought it might be maybe a couple more seasons, but for whatever reason, 9 aside, suits him down to the ground. He's fearless, he's skillful, and he's not the biggest player on the pitch, I can tell you that. He surprised me so much this season. We knew you were good enough, but we didn't think you were going to do it this season. The most improved player this season, and it's really, really, really deserved. Charlie Souza. Well done, Charlie. Fantastic play. Well done, mate. Players Player Award. So, it was quite close, boys. To start with, there was a few names in the running. And then it came to it between 2 players. But finally, there was only one player, and he won by, I think, 3 votes. But there was, I think, 3 or 4 players got mentioned for Players Player. So, well done, boys. So, the player who won, this player is unbelievable. He never moans at training. He's friends with every single one of the players. He's a leader, both on and especially on the pitch. And you can't ask any more of this player. He's been unbelievable, and this is the reason why all of his peers have chose him. I think his energy, his speed, and his goals this season as well. Scored some cracking goals, but I think we all knew who was going to win this award this season, boys, because he's been absolutely unbelievable. I think he's won the man of the match more than any other player. The player who has won Players Player, and it's really, really well deserved, George Sharp. Well done, George. Okay, so the last award, Manager's Player. So myself and Fergus, it was a difficult one this year because we didn't have a full season. It was very difficult. So a lot of players got mentioned because you're all, like as we said, with the most improved players, boys, everyone improves every year, and we're such a good bunch. We all fight for each other on that pitch. We all train and we all laugh together the majority of the time. But this player who won this year has been so consistent this season. He's played in various positions, plays any position well. He is incredibly skillful. He's confident. But the biggest thing for me this season that he has shown is not his footballing skills, not the way he leads himself on the pitch, because he is a leader. The biggest thing for me this season is seeing this player mature and take on a leading role on the pitch. At training, he's improved immensely. He gets stuck in, he laughs more than he moans, and he's really turning into an unbelievable player. Again, there's times this year where we've had a bit of a difficult time, and this player has got us out of trouble with his skill, with his determination. Over the years, he's always been nominated for Manager's Player, and he's always been pipped to the post for the last 5 years, I think it is now. But this year, I think his ability and again his attitude at training and in matches has stood out for me and Fergus. So this year's Manager's Player goes to Joshua Flory. Well done, Josh. Fantastic season, buddy. Well done. Right, boys. Hopefully we'll see you soon and get some football. See ya.
There you go, under 11 Colts. They both did a video, so I didn't want to not show it. It just seemed a bit unfair. Okay, so well done to George Sharp, Charlie Souza and Joshua Flory there for your awards, mate. Loving the suspense there that Richard shows between the awards. Very Eurovision. Let's watch lots of that. Okay, so we're now going to move on to the under 12 Lancasters. Over to Mark.
So the season for Lancaster under 12s was very much stop-start, mainly due to the weather. Unfortunately, we only completed just under half our league games. This was mainly due to some really good cup runs, which I think was the highlight of our season. We reached the last 16 of the County Cup, beating teams from higher leagues on the way, from Peterborough, Corby and Northampton. So that was a really good run. Pity the season ended, just like all teams, I guess, but hopefully we'll come back next year even better and stronger. The first award I'd like to talk about is the most improved player. I'd just like to mention a couple of players first of all before announcing the winner. Firstly, James Wright, I think you've had a really good year, continued to train really well and carved out a good role for yourself in the team. The highlight for you being that incredible lob in one of the cup games. What a fantastic goal that was. Secondly, Harry Long, you've continued to do really well at the heart of our defence. Organising, just need to release the ball a bit quicker, which we've spoke about on a few times. The winner, however, has shown consistent improvement in matches and in training. Simon and I are always telling this player to play with more freedom, to believe in his own ability. He has undoubted technical ability, but just needs to really show that in matches. He was doing that, he was getting stronger and stronger throughout the season, and had the season not finished as early as it did, I think he would have had a really, really strong end to the season. I think this award hopefully will spur you on to even greater things at under 13 level. So the winner of this award goes to Charlie Cardle, and who is the most improved player. The next award is the Players Player. I think this is looking at the votes, this was a really clear winner. I think this really just shows how much all the players appreciate this player. He's a great player, plays with loads of skill, talent and speed. I think it's a really great choice, and for the second year running, Noah Ricks, you are the Players Player. So now for the Manager's Player. Once again, just like to mention a couple of players before announcing the winner. The first person is Lewis Wesley. Lewis, you've had a really consistent season. I think you are Mr. Consistency. It's also worth saying your training is excellent, and the attitude you bring is really good, and was something that the other lads should certainly take notice of and look up to. Secondly, Callum Mitchell. Once again, you've had a great season. There cannot be many better shot stoppers at this age group than yourself. I think we do take it for granted sometimes because we almost expect to save and to make the saves, and if a goal does go in, it's almost a shock to us because you are that good. So we mustn't lose sight of what a talented goalkeeper you are. However, one person has stood out this year in terms of their overall contribution to the team. I think this person has become the heartbeat of the team, and certainly when you're not playing, there is a massive hole in the team. You are massively missed, which shows how much impact you have on the team. I think you've got it all in terms of tackling, passing, scoring goals, defending, and you're just getting better and better each year. So it was a clear choice from Simon and I, but the Manager's Player of the Year is Ryan Walsh. Congratulations.
Well done, under 12 Lancasters there. So you've got Charlie Cardle, Noah Ricks, and Ryan Walsh. Regards to their awards, well done, guys. We got a tweet coming here. Well done to all the players in the age groups and to all the members. Grace has been missing her team and playing games, and is so excited to be back on what she was born to do. Football is coming home. Okay, fantastic. Right, let's move on now then to the under 12 Colts.
Right, so this season we got promoted. As a group of coaches, we sort of thought mid-table finish would be pretty good. But to be fair to the lads, they excelled this season. When the league stopped, we were third. As a team, they've grown together because we've kept the same group of players over a number of years now, and the team spirit is excellent. Each week they always put the effort in, and this season they've really reaped the rewards for it. So overall, it's been a pretty great season. Moving on to the Player of the Year, etc. So Player's Player this year went to Harrison, our goalkeeper. Often overlooked. He's had a great season, really coming on with things like his kicking, his command of his area, all parts of his game, which he's really worked hard on. And I know he spends a lot of time working at home in his garden doing it as well. So this is a really well-deserved award. Well done, Harrison. Next award, Most Improved Player. This is a difficult one this year, but the player we chose was Ethan. Ethan has always been capable of doing unexpected stuff and scored some spectacular goals. This season though, he's really sort of knuckled down and learned how to do the simple things like getting his head up, bringing other players into the game, and the upshot of this has been he's scored loads of goals and some really important ones as well. His pace has come on loads as well, and when he's running at defences you can see them worried about what he's going to do and where he's going with it. So well done Ethan, keep it up because you're scoring loads of goals at the moment and that's what we need. Which brings us to Player of the Year. Again, a hard choice when we've had a decent season. But we've put our heads together and this year's winner is Toby. Along with Freddie, they are the linchpins of the team really. Defensively and attacking, they make things happen. Both of them cover the pitch, every blade of grass all game. Toby got it this season because his passing has come on so well. His decision making when passing the ball too, he looks round him, he's aware of where other players are, and that's made a great difference in his game. And also he started weighing in with a few goals, which is good to see. Always puts his all into a game, and you can see now something which he never used to do. He relishes the physical part of the game, which is what we want to see. So well done Toby, great season.
Well done, under 12 Colts there. Ethan Howe, Harrison Seago, goalkeeper, and Toby Seaman as well. Well done on your awards. I've seen them a few times actually. Really good team, really good football. Alongside it, I just had an interesting tweet come in from the wife. Can anyone give me the host number? P.S. He needs a haircut. I know that. And if Luke is watching from under 16s, I think my hair's getting a little bit like Luke's now. I can't wait to get a haircut. No, really, James has been working very hard to get this all together. Well done, my hubby. Proud of you for putting this all together for the club you love. My guess is she just wants some credit on Amazon and is trying to butter me up. Okay, let's move on now to the under 13s and see Andy.
Hi guys, under 13s manager Andy Smith. Just to let you know, lost one game all season, ended the season, we're robbed. That said, I'm going to not hang around with saying how great we are or how bad we've been or anything like that, because just basically you guys have been brilliant. So I'm going to move straight on to the nominations. Now, I've written them down and I've done it for good reason. We've really struggled to actually pick player's player, most improved and manager's player. Any one of you guys could have got this, but as we can only choose one, the player's player goes to Josh Butler. Woo! Very tight call, lots of people involved. There could have been 3 or 4 within one vote. It was really tight, guys. Well done. Most improved player, basically there could have been a few about this one as well. There was conversations had about it. We've decided to go with Lucas Sharkey. With the change of position that he's done, gone from a centre forward to a right wing, really smashing it. Really well done. Manager's choice, again, could have been 3 or 4 players up for this one. There's players that have chopped and changed positions. There's players that have really gone out of their comfort zone. But on this one, this time round, we've gone for Will Robertson. Woo! Guys, thank you. ever so much this season. I'm really looking forward to us getting stuck in again next season. So thanks from us. Over to you guys. Thank you very much.
Well done, under 13s. Under 13 Colts done really well. Really strong side, actually. So another good team. Getting some really good quality sides now in these upper age groups. So well done there to Josh Butler, Willie Robertson and Lucas Sharkey on your awards there. Now, interestingly with the under 13s, I think it's worth us celebrating this. Well, it is worth it celebrating, obviously, because it's actually an award. But it's worth noting that our president, he puts out an award every single year, Mel Kirk, and he did actually pick the under 13s this year to be President's Cup. So well done, under 13s. You have won the President's Cup, and we'll get that to you, and you can have a bit of a team celebration and so forth, as and when we're safe to do so. So President Cup this year does go to the under 13s. Well done on your achievements. You've done a fantastic job honouring us at that age group at this moment in time. Okay, so we're now going to move on. We're near the end. Please stick with me on this show because we've got some bits at the end as well. We're now going to get to the under 15s, the legend that is Trevor.
Well, up here this evening, bright sunny day. Shame there's not a few more kids about that we could have a little kick about with us. Come up to obviously a couple of things, discuss obviously the lads awards for this year, which I think, you know, the boys done really well to stick together and carried on. A couple of guys left. We still got a good spine of a team, and with the numbers sort of 13 for next year, we're hoping everything comes okay on there. And pretty much the boys carry on as best we can. Some really tough games last year in Div 1 compared to the season before, where we sort of like had all the highs. This time we've had a couple of highs. You know, shame because we were in the semi-final of the Cup. I'd like to have thought we'd have won that as well with the teams that were surrounding us in there. But such is life, and as this one carries on, we move on for the next season, and I'm sure the lads will come back bigger and stronger, and hopefully still enjoy their football. It leads me on to the Manager's Player of the Year, which we've had a discussion, myself, Stewie. I think this one was in the bag for a couple of reasons. We had a guy who literally played a few positions for us, and when this lad puts his heart and soul into everything, and when the back's up against the wall, when we did go down to 10, 11 men, he played several positions, as I say, centre half, left back, right back, and goalkeeper. When the boy scores worldies, I mean, 3, 4, 40-yarders. I mean, come on, there ain't too much better than that. And then 2 games in goal and saves 2 penalties. The Manager's Player of the Award, which comes from myself and Stewie, goes to Niles. Now, a lot of people ask why I call him Niles. It's Niall, but we believe he's that good, there's 2 of him. So we added an S on for that. So congratulations to Niall, which obviously fantastic, and obviously a pivotal part for next season. Player's Player, well, he was relatively new to the team this year. He's came along, and I think this award, which is very prestigious, we feel as probably the one, because of obviously the peers he's playing with, everything so forth, new lad into the team. They obviously look at him, and he's obviously liked because he would come forward for this award. Now, I think it was like 17 goals in 11 games first season for a team that was struggling second from bottom. Obviously, the boys provided the assists and everything for the goals, and that pays to have him in the team. And that lad who's got the award is Ben Pay. Get it? Pays to have him in the team. I like that one. Moving on to the Most Improved. Again, myself and Stewie. This didn't take too long. The boys have improved in Div 1, all of them. But when you get to a point of, you have a little chat with them before a game because a certain individual hasn't turned up in a position. So it's now your time to shine. Let's see what you can do when you get in there. We stuck him left back in a cup game, and we turned around and said to him, look, this is where we go on here. We'd like you to sit in here for us today and see what you can do. He done a cracking job. They had a quick winger. Not blisteringly blessed with pace, but done his job. Stood him up, pushed him in the corner when he's coming in, push him onto the other side. and we think he's vastly learned from that. He's cemented that position, and now it's down to other people. And certainly, he will not be left back anywhere, as they used to say in my day, as in the changing room, because that's his position. And the most improved goes to Callum Brennan. Well done, Callum. And guys, I really do, look forward to next year. Potentially, unless they go under 18s, it could be my last year in youth football. 10 years, enjoyed every minute of it. Like I say, we have headaches, but that gets behind and we carry on. But they're a great set of lads, and I don't think that they've got nothing to fear next year when they go into this season, as and when it comes, and fingers crossed sooner or later. And guys, that's myself on the video. But thank you very much. Cheers.
Well done, under 15 Colts. The legend Trevor there, always a comedian. He's got his own stand-up, so maybe you'll see him on show at some point. So well done, Callum, Ben, Niall, or Niles, as they like to say. Doing really well. Hopefully, going into next season, you can strengthen even further, and then you can progress up to that under 18s route as well. Okay, so we're now going to move on to the under 16 Lancasters, my boys. I say that because I've known these guys an awful long time, and also the families as well. And a big shout out to Josh, who's now currently at university. He's worked with that team for many years. He's the older brother of the twins in my team, and he helps coach and do anything and everything that I need him to do. And actually, it's strange not having him around, essentially. And I really miss him more than anything at this moment in time, and can't wait for us to get some training. And actually, he'll probably get his wish where he could technically play with the lads when we filter them into the reserves on a few friendlies. So here's under 16s and that dashing coach again. Hi, yes, it's me again. I do coach two teams in the club, my under 10s and the under 16s from this year. So what can I say about the under 16s? I've known these lads for years, since under 10s. They were in the third division. They're a development team. My promise to them was I was always going to get them in the top flight of football into Division 1, and that's what we've done. And other than having a few new players on the way, the majority of that team are still together. The chemistry is still there. And it's been amazing. We have had such an incredible journey. I have such an amazing group of players that we get told week in, week out from coaches, just where do you get the chemistry from? And it's from the fact that because they've come right from the bottom, there's no egos. They've grown together, and we've built together off the back of it. So I can't speak highly of the under 16s, and they have given some amazing football through that. And especially this last year, which has been really quite difficult in some respects, because I was having quite a troubling year anyway, personally. And the lads really helped. They really helped build me up off the back of that. And it was the first time ever in my coaching career that I saw how GCSEs and external stuff for football really does affect them mentally. And that was really hard to work with. I researched it, I studied, I talked to FA mentors, because they were getting argumentative and they weren't really trying, and it was really difficult. And I know that the lack of games wasn't helping, and the weather was cooling off games, and our season was really short in the end of it, and we had teams that disbanded in the league as well, and that made it really difficult. And so it has been a strange year, and weirdly enough, this year is the year I thought I'd break down. I was waiting for that final whistle, final kick of the ball on the final game of under 16s, the final youth game with the lads that I've known now for quite a number of years. And I just knew that I was going to break down because of how much hard work has been put into that team from me and the players and the parents. And it would be like a vessel just releasing itself, because as coaches will know, and parents probably won't, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes of dedicated coaches, the research that we do, and getting the teams ready and all the training as well. We don't just turn up for it. And so that never really happened. And I always thought, what would that be like, and the embracement of that. And I knew the team would embrace, and, look how far we've come. We promoted various times, and we've got to semi-finals on multiple years of county and league cups. And, if this is a team that at one point we're going to hang in their boots, I think, at under 10s, because they just didn't think they were good enough. So, well done to all of you, and it has been an amazing ride off the back. And now we have a new adventure where I get to create an under-18s unit for Higham and be an under-18s coach, working with the adult team, working with reserves, working with the under-16s below, and filtering that through and creating a pathway into adult football. And all the lads that are going to come and join me and build an under-18s team. So that's going to be fantastic. Really looking forward to that. So let's get into the awards. It's always hard. It's always difficult. I think every coach has said that. I'm not going to kind of echo off the back of that. But let's have a look at the first one. Let's have a look at most improved. Most improved award. I think this gets harder with the older age groups because they all tend to improve quite quickly at this age. Under 15s, under 16s. I've got players at the moment that play in the JPL. I had players before that had gone there and have been offered spaces but decided to stay with Higham and put their emphasis into Higham. But obviously they've got the talent. They're asked about joining these kind of schemes and leagues. And so they're all developing. And although I have a part of that, really it's down to them. I think at this age group it is down to them. It's down to their ability. It's seeing other players, working with them, working hard in training. We can guide, but I think a lot of the time it's about the players themselves. So this comes down to an awful lot of those. But the most improved player today, he is a player who I think is slightly underrated, if I'm honest. I think he's always had a bit of a shadow cast. But he himself works extremely hard, and he's worked through injury as well, on common occasions worked through injury. And he loses his confidence every now and then. But this season I saw him come alive. I saw him become quite versatile. He listened to me. He did what I asked, and he saw the growth in that because he was listening. And because of that, he's improved a huge amount. And I'm looking forward to seeing him again next season in under-8s and actually mixing him with reserves football, where they can play a couple of friendlies at the reserves level to see how he matches that at the same time, because I think he would give him a run around by the way he works. Multi-talented, both feet, can score amazing goals, great on the wing, amazing at corners. Just don't put him in defence. But at the same time, incredible all the way at the top of the field. And so my most improved today, and I say today, but my most improved for this year's presentation is Sam Dyer. And I said Dyer right. I usually say Deer, and I get angry text messages. But Sam Dyer, you've got most improved, and your brother Jay, are great little twins. They know each other inside out. Obviously, being twins, and you see it on the football field. If you can get a twin into your team, it works wonders, especially. But Sam, you've done extremely well, mate. And you deserve this recognition. So well done for that. And you keep it going. I have high hopes for you and how you work. And hopefully in under 18s, we're going to be able to do that together. So well done, mate. Really, really, really well done. The next award, this is Manager's Player. And I'm going to leave Players Player to last, because if I wanted to win any award, Players Player will be another big one as well. But Manager's Player, that's the pinnacle-based award given off by the coaches themselves. And I could give this to 3 or 4 individuals, but there is one individual this year who has really shone. Really, really shone. Usually I have 2 or 3 that could probably go for this, probably about halfway through the season. And our season's been cut short, so I'm looking again over the other seasons. But this is about off games as well. This is about training, and we've done plenty of training as well. And this lad has an amazing ability, absolutely amazing ability. And he knows it as well. I think he knows it. He doesn't flaunt it, but he knows it. And I love to see him at the top of the field and growing more at the top of the field. But this guy in question, you don't have to make him captain. He constantly talks on the pitch. He constantly talks at training. He's got a great way of reading the game. And we put him up front a little bit more these last couple of games, and he scored 2 goals in 2 games. And he came running over to me, and he was like, 2 goals in 2 games. And he absolutely loved it. And what a cracking free kick he can take. One of those goals was a free kick right outside the box. He just has a lovely way of dipping the ball in. And he's loved by his team. And weirdly enough, he's the son of someone I grew up with, actually lived down the same street of me. So it's been nice to have that synergy back with Nick, who does a lot of the photos on presentation day and photos for the club and so forth. But yeah, so Manager's Player, because no doubt you've guessed it by now, this year is Oliver Axel Adams. This year, when it was particularly hard for me, he was the player at training that turned around to everyone and lost his rag and said, how can you be so disrespectful to the coach? And I know this was GCSEs, I know it was stress and we were all arguing and so forth, but he's always had my back and he's always there for the team. And I know his mum Lucy has said a few times that if you were to cut him in half like rock, he'd have Higham written all the way down him. He is an astounding player, and if he ever gets super fit, because that's his only downfall, if he got super fit, he would be one of the best players in the league. An amazing footballer with amazing moves feet. Well done, Oliver, for manager's player, and thank you for this season. You've done amazing work working with the team. Last award is player's player. What a great award to have. I mean, if you're in a team event, a great award to have off player's player. And this guy stole the show, to be quite honest. The votes that were coming in, it was getting between two, and then it kind of scaled off. So it really was a one-man race after a little while. Been with us since the start. He's gone even further than that, to be quite honest. This lad has done incredible. I would put it past you that you think he was 18. Because of his maturity, the way he is, the way he acts, the way he talks. I mean, he's just doing so well in life in general, which is lovely to see, because I have a relationship outside of football with these guys now because it's been so long, and it's lovely to see them doing so well in other things as well, not just football. And I know he's loved by the team, and a very, very talented guy in defence and in midfield. So Players Player Award today is going to Lewis Holmes. Amazing, absolutely brilliant. I couldn't agree more. I think there's an all-rounder that always gives you his all, always puts on a good performance on the pitch at the same time, and I know the players will celebrate that with him off the back of it. But well done, and well done to all of you this year. You know, I could list you all out. You know, Reg and Luke and George and Judico and Ashley and Daniel Long, who come from Colts into our team. What an amazing player he's been for us. You know, Simon on the wing, and you know, we've got Lewis off the back, and Huey started, Will, Ben, Thomas, all of them off the back of it. You all do very well, and I'm looking forward to under-18s, and that is a team, I think, that can stand fast and say they made the club proud. All the years we've played, we've made the club proud. Only 2 yellow cards in our entire life cycle as a team. What an amazing achievement to have. So well done, and thank you very much, and everybody keep safe. There you go, under 16s. Well done, boys. Sam, Lewis, Oliver. Again, I could go on for hours about my under 16s team. They mean the absolute world to me. As anyone that I'd then be coach, but obviously I've known them an awful long time, and I'm really looking forward to under 18s. Been doing a huge amount of research. I've been working with the adults already, and Steve Oster, our senior side secretary, to create pathways so that we can get some really good development in under 18s, because it's a different style of football. So I'm really looking forward to that, and then undertaking my UEFA B licence at the same time. So plenty of excitement to go ahead. Right, okay, so the next elements we're going into nearly at the end. Just hold on, just stay with me, because we've got the coaches right at the end. We've now got the adult section. Again, we are one club. I want us to be seen as one club, and the adults are really, really important. This is where you go to. This is what you should aspire to be, and it's great for the youngsters to see the adults at the same time and bring them all together within our presentation days, as opposed to you know, essentially separating what we do. So I'm going to pass you over now to the adults. This is on the basis of the first team manager, reserves, and also our senior side secretary as well.
Hi all, I'm Stuart, the first team manager. I'd just like to say a little few things about myself. First season in the first team this year. I was previous the reserve manager for the last 3 seasons. Did really well in there, so I thought I'd step myself up to the first team and give myself a challenge. So we're going to start off with most improved overall. This lad has done really well this season. He's pushed himself to the limit. He come up from the reserves last season to come into the first team this season. He's played in positions that he didn't think he'd be able to play in, and that is Harley Villette. Well done. Hopefully we'll see you next season. Now we'll move on to young player of the year for the first team. This lad started off, coming into pre-season, he was a bit nervous, didn't know if he could push himself, but we sat there and said to him, just be yourself, play football, you're doing really well in training, keep going. He previously come from our old under 16s. He's played for Higham under 16s, I think 2 seasons, and he wanted to test himself, so he decided to come in, put him in some pre-season friendlies, absolutely smashed it, and I can't really fault him. A lot of the lads said this lad is absolutely brilliant. A few of them didn't think at first that he was going to be strong enough, but then he absolutely smashed it, and that is Damien Colton. Well done, Damien Colton. Hopefully we'll see you next season because you really did well. Moving on to the top goal scorer. This bloke, he messaged me last season saying he used to play football before. He hasn't played for a few seasons. He had an injury with his back. So I said, yeah, by all means, come and test yourself, see what you like. He started off last season in reserves. He didn't really push himself to the full maximum. But then, obviously, I stepped up. Brad came into reserves, and he took over. And Brad was just constantly getting in his ear. You're doing really well. Keep going. And this season, he absolutely smashed it. He played 15 games, scored 17 goals, 15 for the first team, 15 for the reserve, and 2 for the first team. And that award goes to Luke Blackburn. Well done, Luke. Now we're going to move on to the manager's player. This bloke, he's just the rock in our team. He just really is. Always, you say to him every week, can you do this, can you do that? Yep, oh, of course I can, of course I can. He's there every week, he texts back every week. Amazing, he's the rock in our defence, and that is Mark Seaman. Well done, Mark. Now we'll move on to the last award, which is Player's Player. This award, personally for myself, I think anyone to get it, it should mean the most out of any award, because it's not me, it's not the reserve manager, it's not anyone else, but your teammates have put you up for this award. And to be fair, there was no one even close to him on how many people actually voted for him. He done really well this season. He said he didn't say, I didn't mean he didn't want to play first team. He obviously wanted to play in the reserves, but he said, I'm willing to play wherever you want me to. And he was absolutely fantastic. His work rate was brilliant. He would not stop running. Even if he was tired and he'd say, Stu, can I come off? I'd say, mate, I can't come off for a minute. We've got no subs left. I've been injured. And he'd carry on going. And that is, and it's a big well done, Simon Emery. Well done, mate.
I'm going to do these awards based on the last back end of last season, seeing I wasn't manager at the beginning. Along with a little help from Steve, I've chosen these awards on my opinions and some of his. Going to start off with Young Player of the Season. This goes to Brooke Johnson. I'm basing this on his commitment during the season and his performances and attitude while I was in charge. Next is Player's Player. Obviously this isn't my vote, but taking in the votes, I'm sure that the votes are mainly down to do with his goals. 17 goals for the season, as well as commitment to the side. This goes to Luke Blackburn. Manager's Player of the Year. This is going to Dan Watts, based on his different roles to the side he has played for me in the last few games, his commitment and his goals during the season and performances to the side for the side.
Okay, it's the final part of the adult side of the presentation. It's great to see that we've got an enthusiastic youth section. Brilliant, a shame the tournament wasn't going to happen this year, but no doubt we will have more in the future. It's also great that now, once again, we've got players from the adult section that have been and are continuing to coach and run teams in the junior sections. Our numbers of children playing for Higham that come from players in the adult sections are going to increase each year and are increasing. Anyone interested in playing for the adults, please contact myself, James, Carol, Stewart, in the first instance. To those not involved in the adult section, please feel free at any time to pop along and watch a game on Saturday afternoon. Normally 2:30 kick-off, September till October, then 2 o'clock to Feb, and then back to 2:30 to the end of the season in March. We look forward to seeing you all next season. Keep safe, keep well, and goodbye from the adult section, and goodbye from Trevor, Stuart, and Matty Byford.
Well done, adults. That's our senior side secretary there, Steve Oster. Yeah, it's good to celebrate them at the same time, I feel, because I think sometimes these presentation days are all about youth, but actually, we are one big club, as we say, so it was great to get them involved, and thank you very much for the adults for being involved in this presentation day as well. So we are now more or less right at the end of the show. We do have one more award. Well, actually, no, we have a couple more awards, but we're going to be seen out by our club chairman, and then we've got the coaches straight after that. I do have a tweet that's come in, actually, funny enough, from my mother. Yes, pensioners do have Twitter. And my mum said here to all the lads who play at Higham, you have made my day. All your coaches are so supportive of you and the club. James, to you all would seem to be very organised, but I dare him to turn around his office home camera around. And it is, I do have quite a messy office at home because the kids just dump everything in there, as I'm sure other people have that problem as well. But there's living proof pensioners can use Twitter. Who knew? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we've got one more award, and I'm going to let this show end off with our chairman, and then there's a video run straight after that as well. So I do thank you for being part of this show. I hope you found it really informative. I hope it's been a really good way of us celebrating the actual club, and the parents and players, you've all been together as a family and been able to watch this. As I say, Higham, we're not a big club, but we're not a step club and have all the money and all the grants thrown at us all the time, but we do care, and we want to make sure that we're the benchmark for other clubs out there, and that's why we do this. This is why we spend the time to do things properly. For anything, it's worth checking out our website, higham.townfc.co.uk, on regular occasion. There's news on there all the time. I know a lot of people don't always have Facebook. We have our Facebook group as well. Just keeping you in the loop with everything. We've put all the COVID stuff on there, everything, and you won't then be the last to know, because we do try and get out to parents, but it's not always the case that these emails get through. So please keep a check on our website. So the last award that I'm going to be presenting now, and that's because I'm the under-16s coach, and the under-16s coach gets to award the Alex Morris Award, and the Alex Morris Award is the pinnacle award within the actual club for that for a player who has worked extremely hard. He's very, very dedicated. He's very club orientated, very team orientated, and Alex Morris was a young player who unfortunately lost his life. And it's one of the reasons why we have things like AEDs and everything at the club now. And this was quite some time ago before me. And I've asked our chairman to talk a little bit more about that award so you can understand the importance of why we do the Alex Morris Award. But what I can tell you is the person this year who has won the Club Alex Morris Award is Daniel Long from the under-16s. He has been a fantastic player. He came over from Colts to stay within Higham, and he has gelled really well within the team, has scored some great goals. And I can see him coming on leaps and bounds. I know he's keen on coming to the under-18s and staying within Higham himself. And it's been lovely to have his feedback. It's been lovely to let him grow and not feel that he's squashed or anything like that. He's just been able to develop within the team. And it's as if we've had him for absolute years. So well done, Daniel. It's lovely to be able to give you this club award. And again, we'll get you that to you now. So thank you again once for seeing this show. It's my first ever live show on YouTube. And thank you very much for all the coaches. You really pulled it out of the bag. I didn't really have to nag, if I was honest. You followed the format I gave you. You went away and did it, and that shows an awful lot of commitment. It would have been horrible to have one or two teams that just couldn't have done it. And I think it's testimony. I'm sure your players are going to absolutely love it and keep those for future records. So to see us out now, I'm going to leave us with the club chairman and then our actual coaches. And the club chairman is going to talk about the Alex Award plus other awards, and then we'll go from there. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Thank you very much.
The Alex Morris Award This award is donated by the mum and dad of Alex Morris, Steve and Debbie Morris. Alex used to be a young man who was in our club but sadly passed away. This award is always given to the oldest junior age group, and it is for a person in that age group who just gives an all-round commitment and attitude and help towards the rest of the team. We always look for this award as a special award within our club. It is easy to see that most awards are given for particular things, but the Alex Morris Award is always given by the manager of the oldest age group for something just a little bit different. Sportsperson Award. The Sportsperson Award is given to this person on the management team of a junior team, and since joining has contributed new ideas and methods to complement the existing training methods. He also contributes to the adult team with good attitude, ability and leadership qualities. It is my pleasure to say that this person is Mark Seaman. The Outstanding Achievement Award. This is the award which doesn't get given every year. It's something which really does have to have something pretty special to make us award this particular trophy. Although the playing season for this year has been cut short, the work within the football club for all off-field matters never stops. The club constantly needs to move forward, and this brings its own challenges with regards to finance, development and safety. The person dealing with the matters of raising funds through sponsorship or grants and actions with ground development and safety has to commit a great deal of time and effort behind the scenes. The latest trauma to hit the football club, coronavirus, COVID-19, has meant an upsurge of information to everyone involved within the club by this individual, both for their well-being and that of the continuation of Higham Town Football Club. All this is truly outstanding, testament to the efforts of the recipient, and it's my great pleasure to say that this person is James Sharp. As you all know, we are not able to do our normal presentation day as we would normally do it, but hopefully, having seen this presentation, you will agree that as a club we still endeavour to get the things done which we know matters to people. Yes, we know that it's lovely to be able to run around on grass, and when it is safe, all of our teams can come back to training, we will endeavour to put that on. However, it is an undeniable fact that we will not be doing anything until it is safe to do so. You may see other people around doing these things, but we have a big commitment. And as this is our own ground, we have to take very seriously all the aspects of what goes on at this ground. As chairman of this football club, I have a wonderful team of people who will always take safety of our members, of our players, of our staff, managers and the committee, and they will never ever waver from doing the right thing. I do hope all of you keep safe and keep secure, and you don't do anything silly which could endanger yourself, your family or your other friends. We all look forward to coming back to this ground and having a wonderful time once this coronavirus has finished, whenever that may be. So for now, I bid you goodbye and hope that you are all safe and well. Thank you.
love it.